another record year. We start the season rolling, every bar holding a grand Tunarama parade. So if you have been thinking of coming to Port Lincoln, don't hesitate for another day. I'll load the car with gear.
Port Lincoln's 1963 Tunarama got off to a lively start, with 200 budding young architects busily and competing in the advertiser sandcastle competition.
Oh, but don't think that's the last, because here comes the sail cars. Don't see them teaming on old Boston Bay. There's the Estelle Star and Paper, and Sir Herman Tacoma.
The judges, Robert Fricker, Anne Puss, Mr. and Mrs. Moss, and Mr. and Mrs. Hooper, had great difficulty in choosing the winners, but eventually picked Janet Starkey first in the senior section and Neil Bicknell first in the junior section. Meanwhile, a large crowd had gathered along Tasman Terrace to see the mile-long rickshaw race, in which 2 footballers from each of the teams in the Port Lincoln Football League manned the rickshaws. Noel Reedy and Ian Fullwood easily won for the Wayback Club. More than 10,000 people lined the streets to see the Tunarama Procession, led by the Port Pirie Town Band. Stepping out smartly behind the band were the Calendia and Bel Air marching girls. The Tunarama Procession was one of the largest and most colourful of any held in a South Australian country town. It was organised by the Rotary Club of Port Lincoln and marshalled by Neville Ferry. There were 98 floats, and they were all uniformly good. They showed the immense amount of work that had been put into their construction and decoration. Port Lincoln's Tunarama Procession was viewed from the Civic Hall balcony by many VIPs, including the Premier, Sir Thomas Playford, the Mayor, Mr. Puckridge, and the local Member of Parliament, Mr. Glenn Pearson. 36 of the floats carried entrance in the Miss Tunarama quest, and these attractive girls added a bright note to the pageant. Ford was piloted by Mr. and Mrs. Bill Parkinson, and despite appearances, it did finish the course. There were 3 bands marching in the procession, including the Adelaide Pipe Band. flying saucer came complete with realistic space music and spaceman. Without a doubt, the 1963 Tunarama Procession was an event to be remembered. Following the procession, members of the Port Lincoln Surf Life-Saving Club launched their new surf boat, Glen Reed. It was one of many attractions of a crowded Saturday afternoon program. The sideshows were as popular as ever with the younger fry. In perfect weather, thousands saw the Premier, Sir Thomas Playford, open the festival from the Civic Hall balcony.
Sir, ladies and gentlemen, I doubt if anywhere in Australia today you could reproduce the scene that is in front of me out in the harbour. And I would, right at the outset, like to congratulate the committee and everyone associated with this festival on the magnificent job that they have done. I thought last year the committee...
After the Premier had spoken, the sail past began, with the tuna boats leading. "250 gaily decorated boats followed the first tuna clipper, the Hermé, which cut a ribbon as it passed the town jetty to mark the official opening of the tuna fishing season in South Australia. The tuna clippers come from all parts of Australia to participate in the South Australian tuna fishing season, which lasts from January to May each year. later in the afternoon, a thrilling water skiing program commenced. Flag bearers on skis, pyramid skiing, kite flying on skis and comedy acts provided much fun and many thrills for the crowds who were fortunate enough to see this section of the Tunarama program. Seagull around here. Trick water skiing and a catamaran demonstration concluded these events.